Shit, man. Crazy. I couldn't think of a funny. Cutting straight to the point, just the way we like it here on the channel. Autotune has had more than enough online discussion, but it comes into my field of vision recently, off the heels of Travis Scott's Utopia. And before you accuse me of hopping on trends, yes, but my last video, which is doing great, thank you very much, I appreciate it, was a 2013 album about wizards, so let me have this. I may listen to JPEG Mafia, Viagra Boys, and DJ Roswell, but even I am not immune to the hype that Utopia created. And with its release, I've been listening to a bunch, want to hammer out my feelings. And one of those listening experiences happened with someone in my personal life, a duo experience, if you will. I wanted to play the album with someone, but settled on one song. And the one song I decided to choose was one that I really, really like, and something that I physically told them, I'm going to send while this track plays, so you're more than welcome to join me. And then I hit play on My Eyes. Say what you will about the project, but I fucking love this song. Those Frank Ocean chords that feel like they've been squeezed through a meat grinder is just, beautiful. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I like the first half of the track better than the second. Just not that dude. But this whole video topic arose from the reaction that this person had when I played My Eyes. Something to the extent of, And I'm like, what the fuck you mean? This is like top 5 Travis. What are you talking about? The person then replied, whose top 5 are you smoking on, Kendrick? And then proceeded to the crux of this video. Something to the extent of, it sounded great until they opened their mouths. This person just hated the autotune vocals. And then that kind of got in my head, no, autotune is good. And I cried a little bit, moved on, hoo-ha, the whole world works. But I wanted to use my platform to facilitate a discussion on this. If you're a strong disavower of autotune and have your feet firmly planted in the grass, this is not a change your mind video, this is more of a defense. So this person got in my head a little bit. I was like, damn, maybe I do have bad taste. Maybe autotune is trash. So I went to the only place that never lies to me, my YouTube community section. And I polled my audience on their thoughts on autotune, if they like it, if they don't, and why for either response. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of surprised by the outcome. Roughly 75% do like it, while 25% don't. That's 1 in 4 subscribers that dislike autotune. And thank you very much for participating. The explanations were very insightful and they will be referred to as this video continues. But in my head, Travis is such this gigantic media monolith that so many people love his music. He uses autotune all the time. It was fascinating. Call me Bill Nye because I'm fucking cooking up hypotheses. Also, please consider subscribing. If you do, then you can be involved in the next little data collection experiment thing I'm doing for a video topic. Not anything particular, just do them a lot in the future. It's cool here if you subscribe, I won't disappoint. It's chill, we hang out in 4-3. I think a big issue that autotune detractors have, which I did see a little bit in the poll, is actually kind of a misunderstanding. I don't want to speak for everyone here, I kind of want to walk that line, but for me personally, when I say I enjoy autotune, don't get that conflated with, I think they're a good singer. Because that's what a lot of people were saying in the poll. It's a quick, easy, and lazy way to fix bad singing. Travis, let's just keep using him as an example for now. He is auto-tuned soaked all throughout Utopia, and his entire discography for that matter, but he's not a good vocalist. Some people who dislike autotune also say that it tricks listeners into thinking the artist is a good vocalist. Have you seen the video of Travis Scott performing and his autotune cuts out mid-set? Oh my god. Travis can't sing for shit. So he uses autotune to simulate good singing, and most of the time, I think it sounds pretty good. The production definitely gives a very big helping hand, but I don't think Travis's intent is to trick his audience that he can sing. Me personally, I'd much rather listen to someone using autotune to hit notes than a bad singer that's just totally off key. I find that way more distracting than autotune, man. Also, quickly, this can easily be abused. For example, Young Lean's earlier stuff. Fitting, because he appears on Utopia. Instead of it being used as a band-aid to put on a scrape or something, it's like putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound, Not exactly my cup of tea, but I'm sick of fighting off rabid drainers, so we will agree to disagree. A little pin in this discussion, because I'm not a die-hard defender. If I see some shit that's whack, I'm going to call a spade a spade. But my main defense for autotune, and something that came up constantly on the poll about it, and probably the best defense for it in my opinion, I like it because it turns the human voice into, say it with me guys, an instrument. Very good, very good. I think autotune shines when it's used more stylistically. less as a vocal enhancer and more of a vocal manipulator or even a distorter. I want to use more examples of Travis Scott, but like the main Autotune guy, like, it's a big graduation-sized elephant in the room, and the world is not healed from that yet, so just know it is extremely difficult not to bring up his name. But someone who uses Autotune vocals as an instrument perfectly is Daft Punk. The manipulation of guest voice create this atmosphere and this sound that's just impossible with raw vocals. This can kind of be used as a blanket on any song in their discography. My personal standouts are Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, and like Instant Crush, but any Daft Punk song really works here. Those are just some of my personal favorites, but also great examples of turning the human voice into like a synth or like an instrument. It's the thing I said. Those crazy French bastards who produced on Utopia. But there's one more person that's such an interesting case for Autotune. Because this person is kind of a shield for all the negative criticism that Autotune gets thrown. You know, Autotune is used on bad singers. This person has a beautiful voice. It's lazy and just gets thrown on top of anything. It's used with a purpose. And it takes away the humanity of the voice. I think it adds it here, actually. Bon Iver. I'm talking about Bon Iver. Shit. He's on Utopia too. Damn. Just make a video about Utopia, Jake. We all know you want to. Bon Iver's work is such a great case study for Autotune done right, because it shatters all the preconceived notions of why you use Autotune. From his earlier work, it proves he's a fantastic vocalist and does not need it. It's not a lazy, quick fix. He uses it to create atmosphere and push boundaries. The one song that immediately comes to mind, and if you know anything about Bon Iver, I'm sure you were expecting this, 715 Creeks. For those who don't know, it's literally just an Autotune voice. Just Autotune Bon Iver. And still, I think this is such a human performance. And what I mean by that is not only is the song's message and lyrics so impactful, but the vocal performance is kind of stunning. Even from the thick, glooped-on Autotune, I can hear the passion in Justin Vernon's voice. I forget where I heard this, but it was some other YouTuber, but they described it like almost perfectly. It's like a robot trying to break through constraint and gain consciousness and like feel. And I think that's like the perfect explanation for the song. I love 715 Creeks, and if you're tired of listening to Utopia, please listen to that song. And I also love Autotune. When done right, when done right. I hope I create a space for a healthy discussion on the software below. And I was half joking about making a Utopia video, but if you are genuinely curious about my thoughts, I am, or already made a video on Utopia reviewing it. I put it on Patreon. I usually do that for a lot of albums. And if you're a patron of mine, you can request me to listen to it. It wasn't a patron request. It was just such a huge album. Like, I had some thoughts that I wanted to get out. So if my Utopia thoughts intrigue you, please consider subscribing to the Patreon. It's only $5 a month, and with your subscription, you can submit me albums to listen to. I think it's kind of a great deal, and it really helps out the channel, like, immensely. And if you hate Autotune, I don't hate you. And if you hate Autotune, hopefully you don't hate me. It's all fun. It's not real. Travis Scott's a simulation, you know. He's going to the pyramids to play music. None of this exists. Nothing's real.